Welcome to another Review Room tutorial. Today we're going to be continuing our discussion on the Manage Global Applicants page. Now last time we showed you a couple of things, including clicking on an application and then basically taking a look at how you can modify absolutely anything within the application. We also took a look at what these check marks mean. Those mean that someone has completed a task, whereas an X means that they haven't. We also talked briefly about columns and how you can display different columns depending on what workflow you're looking at. One thing I should mention, I'm not sure if we mentioned it last time, is on the top right there's this really cool icon, and if you click on it, essentially it's going to take up your whole screen. And the beauty of that is, especially if you have a bigger monitor, that's going to give you a lot more room to see things in one shot. So let me just minimize that again and go back to my screen. Now, one of the great things that you can do within Review Room is select any number of applications, or you can just select all option, and then using the send email button over here, you can choose, well, do you want to send it to the ones you selected or everyone, right? So I'm just going to send to the ones that I've selected, and here I can type in a subject, let's say hello, and the great part is the next part. So I can say hi, and let's say that name, right? So I can actually insert the first name in there, and it's going to do the mail merge and everything else by itself. There's also an option for you to add extra recipients, so you can add in your own email address if you want to receive a copy. But let me just note that if you do add in your own information or another email address in here, you're not going to have these custom fields actually work for you. So just as long as you know that, you can go ahead and use that option. So I'm going to click on Review and Send, and here basically it's going to show me what my email is going to look like. It's going to show me who it's going to go to, and as soon as I see that, I can press the Send button. It's going to ask me if I'm sure, and if I am sure and I do press OK, what will happen is I'll see a confirmation. So it went out to 2 people, and that's great. So when I press OK, my email went out. But let's say I just want to be sure that my email went out, or let's say that I sent out a lot of emails today, and I want to know which ones I sent. So if I go to the settings section, there's this great option here called email logs. If I right click on it, I'm going to open the link in a new tab, right? It'll open up a new tab. Let me just go to that. The page loads, and essentially what I'm going to see here is all the emails that I've ever sent out on the site. So here are the ones that I've sent out. You can see when it was sent, from who it was sent, and if you click on this link, essentially it's going to show you the details, right? To who you sent it, what the content was, so on and so forth. So let me close this tab and we'll go back here. And now there are some other things to show you. By the way, I guess I didn't mention this, but one of the really great thing about sending emails is that you can actually specify from which email address the email gets sent out. So that's very, very useful. Okay, so another great thing about Review Room is you can select any number of applications and then use our download feature right here. And let's say that I selected just that one and then said download as a zip file. Now what's going to happen here is the file is going to download, and then when I open it, you're going to see a different folder for every person, for every application on the system. So if you had 10 applications that you selected, you would see 10 folders. Now what happens is if I click on that, I'm going to see all the content. So if I've uploaded a document like the sample PDF document as part of the application, I'll get to see that. I can see the forms. Now this is to tell us about yourself task, which was a form task if you remember. Now if I double click on it, it's going to open up a nice little PDF viewer, and I can see the contents. I can see when it was created, if it was updated, when it was updated. So all of that information I can basically see in one place, which is again very useful. And it all looks very nice. You can print this out and share this with your colleagues or do whatever you'd like with it. So let me close that. Let me close this window, and we're back to our screen here. Now there's one more thing I want to show you, which is you can actually download all anyone's responses in a CSV format. The great thing about a CSV is it opens really well in your spreadsheet type programs like Microsoft Excel. So if I click on it, my Excel is going to open up, and then I'm going to see, the first column is going to be the name of the application, and then you're going to see what round the person is, their group status, and you can expand these as you need to. And as you scroll to the right hand side, you can see whether or not this person has completed tasks, right? In this particular case, he's completed the tell us about yourself task. If I scroll a bit more, I'll see even responses to questions that this person has given. So very useful, and there's a lot more to talk about managed submissions, so join us in the next tutorial, part 3.